Hi, it's day 17. I'm in new territory now. In other words, when I started this, I knew of a freedom and a high that existed. When I announced I was going to do this, I announced it because I was feeling off, right? I announced it because I was feeling, I really want to get back on track and connect to myself, because there's a level of connecting to myself that I knew existed. From all my past experience and all my past work, I knew of this place, so I got to it on day 14. The place that I knew existed, I was accessing it again. Things were and are absolutely showing up in my life really quickly. And that was the highest that I understood existed. And day 15 was some type of going through this, and that's what accessed in me control, because it was going beyond what I understood. It was new territory. It was drilling past the wall that I'd ever seen. And so there was a part of me that felt off, maybe the night of day 14 into the day 15. And the way I see reality today on day 17 is totally different than I saw it on day 14 or any day before that. Because after I broke through, I got to the edge and then broke through it, it has felt like, I said a little bit of this, like an iceberg discovering that it's the ocean, and the iceberg was just the story. And it's just like, here's a couple more analogies, but like the volcano, I thought I was the mountain, and it was like, you can get all the way to the top of your volcano, of your mountain. And day 15 was like, and it's just been pouring out. And what I'm turning out to be at this moment is more the lava. I can feel that I am more, this is going to sound crazy, but I can feel from just being present in the moment that I am more the outside of me than the survival story of the inside of me. And when I started this journey, it was to get to the top of being the most me I could be. And now, the story of me is totally dissolving into an experience that I never thought I'd say into a camera, but the feeling of oneness with everything. Up until the 14th, the 14th day, I used to teach people to let go of things that feel heavy, and don't be around people that bring you down. And where I am right now, that teaching I don't agree with anymore for me. But I will say, I guess I had to get away from people that made me feel heavy before to do the inner work. So maybe if people feel heavy to you, they still should. Actually, you should get away from them if they feel heavy. But now where I am is nothing feels heavy to me. I've spent time with people. Yesterday, I saw someone who I used to see as feeling heavy. But that was because what was heavy about another person was able to trigger in me what was heavy in me. It's like I'm feeling like before, I don't know, when we were just born, we were such oneness with everything. We were so present. We were good to go, and we were just love. And then we had to start surviving. Like, a parent yells at you, or you just see war on TV all day, and we have to survive. So we move from water into ice. We get hardened, and we become what ice is water slowed down. And I feel like, a lot of scientists are saying that what matter is energy slowed down. And the more fear we're in protection, the more it hardens. And if it's hardened, like, like only an ice cube could trigger another ice cube. It could say something and the ice cube be like, stop it, because you're reminding me about me. But an ice cube couldn't trigger water, because water just sees that the ice cube will melt into it eventually and it's okay. And I know that people say words like "we're one" a lot, and I used to see that, and I used to understand it intellectually, and it used to be a nice thing to say to feel better about your problems, but that was at a time when my problems really affected me. But now I'm experiencing from doing this 17 days, and I would have thought I was crazy had I not actually done this for the last 17 days. If you sit with your eyes closed for a couple hours a day, you will prove to yourself that your fears, your ideas that are owning you, your massive, we got to fix this, your new decision to fix a problem, you will discover that they are the temporary thing that you are watching while you are sitting there the entire time. So you're watching this story, and it comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes, and you start realizing you're watching it and you're permanent while the story just shows up and leaves. But way before this, you thought you were the story. I got to do this. I got to do this. So you feel like you're the temporary thing. You're the thing that has got to stay surviving. You're the thing that's got to sustain itself, because you'll die otherwise. And you're moving from I'll die otherwise, I got to fix what that person thinks of me, or I'll die otherwise. I got to, get this audience to like me, or I'll die otherwise. I got to have the #1 Comedy Central special, or I'll die. Like, it's all about surviving. But when you comprehend that you can't die, or that this icy thing will eventually melt into oneness with the water, you'll be fine. You aren't, and when you start to experience and feel from doing the 17 days that I've done that you are the water, not the ice. The story of me seems to be melting into all of this, and I notice that I'm not triggered by people that used to trigger me, because what they triggered in me was what I didn't like in me. So if you have a problem with someone, it's because they're bringing up in you what you don't like in you. No one can bring up in you something when you're just a state of love. And notice how many things people talk about that have nothing to do with you that you don't even notice. I used to use as an example, like when a celebrity cheats, all of America goes crazy because it reminds them of being cheated on or cheating or thinking about it, right? But like, there's starving people in other countries, and a lot of times a lot of America doesn't get involved there because they aren't as sympathetic with being starving. We have an obesity problem. I know there's different situations in different places, but we only are triggered by what we're only triggered by what we do. I even have had a moment where I asked people in the audience to say something they don't like about people that really pisses them off, and they always say they're late, or they don't get to the point, or they say these things, and no one says murderer. You'd think murderer would be a worse trait in a person, but nobody seems to have a problem with that because they don't know what it's like and they didn't think about it. It's out of their realm. In that same way, no one can trigger you as you do this inner work, because you start to heal all of those things in you that used to own you. And then when someone reminds you of that, you don't care, because you've healed that in you. So I used to say, let go of things that make you feel heavy. And I guess if it still makes you feel heavy, let go of it. But it doesn't matter when water's not scared of ice. This is new territory for me. And I'm only on day 17 out of 100. But I've never felt more love and connection to the world And I feel like I'm being a big space of love or surrounding or water for the ice and the story that I thought I was as it melts into me. I'm looking forward to, well, Kyle's gone insane comments, because since this is new for me, I'm aware that it's not all the way melted. So there's a part of me that's like, I know this is crazy, but this is, I couldn't, I have to tell you what I'm experiencing. And you go 17 days for 2 hours a day and watch how good you feel. I don't know what's wrong with feeling good, with feeling connected, with feeling a new level of love. It's like I also feel like I moved from here down to here, and this place is now running the whole thing up. It's running up here, so all this feels is amazing, because this, and I'm thinking from here now, not here. Day 17.